more second, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Would you please come in the room and say welcome to someone? Yes, you probably, I don't know, maybe you don't know anybody. You might just know someone. Yes, yes. Can you say something nice to someone this morning? Right, I guess that's ongoing. Yes, thank you. Oh, it's afternoon. Yes, I was saying morning. My goodness. All right, it shows you how early I've been up today. All right, so thank you all for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All over the world where you joined from, that's interesting. Yes, yes, yes. I sense some people are outside of Nigeria. We are here in Nigeria, and the weather is cool here. No rains today. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me on this session today. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I reckon I was trying to see who and who was in the room or had come into the room. Yes, so let me see how that goes. I think I saw Equal somewhere there. That's my fantastic sister. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, Dr. Fumi Babinti and Shai, thank you. I can't mention names, yes, but I'm just trying to just scan through and see some of my, you are all my people anywhere in the world, wherever you joined in, you are my person, somehow, someone, and we're going to have a terrific time today. Thank you, Winston, my goodness. Some people, I haven't seen some people in a long while, and I'm seeing them in here. Okay, Chidi, is that you? My word, oh my God, all right, I think I better get out of here. Get out of here, Hannah, get out. Okay, yes, so let me get out of here. Thank you everyone for joining. And yeah, we're going to make it snappy, but make it very impactful and useful. Thank you for joining. And today we're going to be speaking to the power of branding, the power of branding. And like I did say, for those who, by way of introduction, for those who saw the very first post I made, and I made the point that, you see, some of us were in the business of selling Rolls Royce. I think those were the words our leaders sold to us, not just sold, they told us then to say, hey, you're not in the business of selling Beetle, Volkswagen Beetle, and by no means am I speaking negative or speaking down on any brand, yes, but this is just the strategy that some of us, we worked in organizations that have strategies to say, you know what, we will do branding well, and then we will premiumize. What does it mean to premiumize? To premiumize means that you do your branding so well, and then you are able to scheme or charge, put up prices. You charge premium prices, yet you become market leader. Yeah, you still lead, in which case your market shares are high. You still are able to corner the market, right? And your profitability gets really high because you're charging more than average. And that's because your brand is what everybody buys. I recall then I was selling a medication, OTC medicine, you know, for pain, the pain relief. Put it as its word. I used to sell Panadol, isn't it? And those days and those years, if you remember, and I think that it still continues even to today, you find that whereas Panadol is selling, Panadol used to sell 4 times in terms of pricing, 4 times higher than the next leading analgesic brand in market. The list was 3 times over, yet it was a market leader at some point by volume and by value. But over the years, what you then find is that even the brands that were like, you know, they were like economy brands, they also began to brand and do branding well. Because once your branding strategy is strong and you are able to cut out what it is to be a brand, which we're going to discuss today, you will find that your brand loyalty will be high. Many people will stick more to you than, you know, going to competing brands. And I reckon in the room today that we have people from different sectors and from different, you know, different spectrum within the society. So I'm going to try and be we'll do some technical stuff. I'll also do some very readily understandable stuff. So I'll try and break it down. So I'm just going to try and see as best as possible how we can read the diverse nation or diverse, categories and segments of people in the room today. So if it's technical, never mind, don't worry. I will then also still try and see how to break it down and put in examples that can make it very relatable to you. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. I really want us to participate as much as possible. So when I throw in things, please come in the chat room and let's just have a good time. And I'm sure we also have many experts in the room today. I'm really glad. So once I'm done, I will see if the experts in the room want to speak one or two things to this topic. But let's also get to know that 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes is not sufficient to do justice to it. So I was trying to see, okay, what should I say? Where should I begin from? So please, pardon me. You know me. If you don't know me, this is me. I'm Hannah Oyebanjo. I wear many hats, but today I'm wearing the career hat here. Yes. So this is career hat now. Even though I'm now in business, I'm now in business because I run an enterprise called Redwood Consulting. We do public relations, we do research, and we do marketing consulting. And my bread and butter is actually marketing and some leg of commercial. You can't do marketing properly if you don't understand sales and selling. Yes. All right. By the way, you may want to join my community in Facebook, on Facebook group. Let me just say that right away. It's called 360 Impact Hub. Please come in there. We speak to finance, career, business. We speak to family. If you know me, you know I do things around there. And we speak to faith. If you know me also, you know I'm a faith person as well. All right. So the part of branding. So in the room today, we have entrepreneurs, career people, transitioners. Who are transitioners? They're moving from career. They are trying to get their legs in entrepreneurship, or they're not even sure what they're going to do. We have homemakers in the room today who are like, well, I'm not doing anything, but I'm doing some things back at home. We have all others. So would you please come in the room and tell me, where are you? Who are you? Are you an entrepreneur, career people? Okay, Coca-Cola, thank you. Okay, Christine says, all right. Okay, somebody is telling us, is that where you work or something? Are you a career person? Are you in business? Are you in, who are you? Come on, come in and say, I'm in business, I'm an entrepreneur, or Winston, yes. Can you come in? I'm willing to read. Where are you? Tell me, who are you? Right? Transitioning. Chidi says, okay. Oh, career, like this, career, yes. Audrey says she's transitioning. I guess it's a she, legal practitioner, entrepreneur, career. You see what I'm saying? You see? You see? Yes. So we are spread across. Yes, a few more. Food writer, that's equal for you. Equal is not just saying I'm an entrepreneur. She's a brand person. She's gone into what she does. Transitioner, thank you, Tosin. Yes. Entrepreneur, yes. Yes. Who else? Entrepreneur, oh, marine person, faith-based coach. Yes, that's my mentor, one of my mentors in the room. Yes, transitioning with Winston. Yes, thank you. Acting, career. Yes. So you find us cut across, and that's why what we do today, we try and cut across as I also wear my career. Okay, thank you, Cap. Now, I'm going to throw a question in here. Oh, Ade, retired public person. Thank you. Okay, yes, that's my sister, Ntechi Ali Balogun, you know her. She's a consultant in public relations. Yes. Thank you, Ntechi, for being here. All right, so when you come in the room, tell me what names come to mind. All right, there we go. What brand of dishwashing liquid comes to your mind? Now, when I say brand, you now need to mention a name. Is it a dishwashing liquid? What we use to wash? Yes. Homemaker, thank you, Angela. Yes. Dish. Now we are done with that question. We are back now to say what dishwashing liquid comes to mind. Fairy, thank you. Morning Fresh. Dawn, Mama Lemon, Morning Fresh. Mama Lemon, Morning Fresh, Morning Fresh, Morning Fresh, Morning Fresh. Morning Fresh. No, say the first one. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Loving this. I'm loving this. Yes. Any more? Morning Fresh. Yes. Morning Fresh. Morning Fresh. Oh, the first that comes to your mind. Don't let anybody change your perception. What you think is your own. Yes. Few more. Morning Fresh. Okay, all right. Okay, Too Short. Thank you. Happy. Okay. Thank you. Morning Fresh. And one more. Good morning, fresh. V, morning, fresh. Thank you. All right. Thank you. That's number one. Number, by now, I'm sure you now you're beginning to see a trend, isn't it? Number two, razor. Let's speak to razor because I know there are men in the room too. When you think about razor blade, sunlight. Thank you. Yes. 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 Thank you. When you think of razor blade, Tiger, Gillette. Yes. Tiger. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Tiger. Okay, Toga, Nasset. Yes, Nasset. I almost forgot it's Nasset. Okay, Nasset. Okay, yes. Okay, this is interesting. Thank you. Oh, you guys are awesome people. Thank you. All right, let's speak to Cocoa Beverage. Cocoa Beverage. Thank you. Cocoa Beverage. You know what? Milo. Yes. Bonvita, Overton, Milo, Bonvita, Milo, Bonvita, Cadbury chocolate, Nestle, Horlicks. Oh, Horlicks, that used to be my brand. Horlicks. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. Okay, thank you. People are fantastic. Now let's get to body lotion. Body lotion. Pierce, Jeggings, Nivea. Do you see? Pierce, Jeggings, Vaseline. Thank you. Yes, Jeggings, Palmer's cocoa butter. Yes, Vaseline. Right, Dove. 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 Nivea. Vaseline, Nivea. My God, you're such a big panel. Your panel is already telling me what's happening. Can you imagine? My God, you see the brands coming, Dove, Pierce, Jeggings, Vaseline, and all of that. Viva. Oh, okay. I didn't know Viva has body lotion. I thought it was only soap. Oh, you're educating me. Palmer's. Okay, thank you. Now let's go to an area that rap music. Oh, Tupac. And now you're going to lose me because even me said, right? Yes. You see, we're not having too many people come in here because I understand the segment in this. Two-Face. Thank you. Thank you. Some people just put their hands on their chip. DMX, Eminem, yes. Some people have come in to say, this one is not my area. It's not my area. Oh, Travis Gray. Kanye. Is it Kanye? Is that how it's called? It's pronounced? Apologies. Thank you. So you see some people have come in, but Lil Baby. Interesting. Stormzy. Kurt Franklin. Yes, Kanye West. Thank you. Now let's speak to salt. Salt. What salt? What brand of salt comes to mind? Salt. This one now I want to see salt. Dangote. In fact, Uncle Palms, NASCON, Dangote. By the way, NASCON is produced. Dangote of NASCON. Dangote, Mr. Chef. Oh, that's true. That's Mr. Chef. Mr. Chef. And Apuna. Oh, those are the people who go like, Adusi, Salt, Mr. Chef, Morton. Wow, Martin. Okay. I didn't know about that one. I'm sure I've seen it somehow. All right, let's switch to gospel music. Gospel, thank you, Dangote. Gospel music. What brands come to mind? Gospel music. Don Moy, Elevation Worship, Tope Alabi, Travis Gray, that's one. Hey, Judy K, Bob Fitz, Nata Baba Sinachi. Come on. Oh, Sissy Winers, Mommy H. As somebody mentioned, thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Hillsong, Deucing. Tosh, Cops, Papa. Yes, so Alujo. That's Alujo. My goodness. Thank you. Ooh, all right, now, don't worry, I'm almost loaded. Michael Smith, yes, mercy. Thank you. Anna, yes, thank you. Vegetable oil, juicy, yes. Olaoba, yes, Olaoba is good. Hey, Power, Kings. Okay, King David. Okay, vegetable, Sunola, power oil. Gino, Gino has what? Sunflower, power, Omuara. Okay, that's singer. Wilson, Kings, Mamado, yes. Becca song, yeah, Kings. Now, I need water. Mama Joe, yes. Foaro, yes, Mama Joe. That's where you are. Okay, all right. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. Do you see what you've done? Based on this Sunola, I can just simply sit down and look at the number of people who's mentioned the number of brands to see how strong these brands are. Subconsciously, it was just coming. I'm sure as I put up the range here, your mind just goes straight to what you have at home, what you will normally buy, your most often used brand, like they will call doing research. Like we do research, say MOU, most often used brand, which means if you're going, you can even almost like sleep purchase or blind eyes, enter into a store, you know what you're going to get. That name comes first. It's the power of branding. Over the years, you're so at home with that brand and you find yourself going to buy it over again. So when we have many people accumulating who trust a brand, and many of them are buying that brand, it speaks to the equity of that brand, the strength of that brand. And this is how brands are built, and this is how organizations make money. As we do this, if you are an entrepreneur here, or a small SME or MSME who is running a business, begin to wear the hat of saying, what are you going to do to your own brand to ensure that tomorrow, if I put up something like this, the name of your company or your brand comes to bear. Now, there are categories of brand. We can stratify brands into different, further break them down depending on what elements they are speaking to. Product brand, service brand, and I'll speak to this today. Personal brand, I'll speak to this a bit. Place branding, in fact, there's nothing that can be branded at the end of the day. Okay, so let's take it from personal branding. So when I got online to begin to say, what brands, when we talk about influencers, today influencers make a lot of money. Brands will say, come and get me, because you have lots of people following you. So if you speak any word for me, the chances are high that people will trust my brand and associate some positiveness, hopefully, to my brand. So these are influencers. And they've been able to build their personal brands to become influencers. And it has to do with, who they are, the experiences they have, the skills, their competencies, their uniqueness, what they do, how they do what they do, how professional they are within their space, and how they've been able to differentiate themselves. Okay, so at the end of the day, you find that you can sit back and say, when I think this kind of music, I think this person. When I think this kind of rap, when I think this genre, I think this. When I think that, I think this kind of individuals, because they deliberately build themselves as brands in that area. Even though I put music here, when you speak to professionals too, if you speak to people who are professionals in insurance, for example, and when you say, okay, when we talk about insurance, brokerage insurance in Nigeria, I'm sure you begin to look at my friend, and she's in here today. Yeah, Dr. Fundabit Shai. I'm sure you will. If you speak to retailers, those who are doing retail and do retail well, especially indigenous firms, I'm sure you will think, if you think about indigenous people that are doing retail well, there are a few brands that will come to mind and a few personalities who are driving those businesses, okay, that will come to mind, isn't it? When you speak to healthcare chains in Nigeria, some names will come to mind because over the time they build equity in those segments and in those spectrum in those areas. Okay? So still deeping down, I went again to say, okay, let's take it down again to say, who are those global, where are they? Let's still continue to look at global influencers, across, and I zero in on Nigeria. And I saw that you will notice something very interesting. Most of the influencers are into entertainment, music especially, and then some of it comedy, but music is leading comedy, and then drama, stage, presentations and all of that. So you find that total bit of entertainment leading. Why do you think that is? Let me ask the question. Because I know there are brand experts in the room. There are gurus in the room, so I can ask any question, right? Why is it that in Nigeria, or maybe even globally, when you think of influencers and those who are driving the show and really, really rating high in terms of, most of them are within the entertainment space. Why? Zeroing on Nigeria, why? Yes, why is it entertainment? This is where we have a lot of people who are like influencers a lot more. Yes, you are in the room. I don't want to call your name, so I know you are there. Experts, yes, why? Let's learn together. We're learning together. Yes, I'm waiting. Thank you. Let me see. Because they have lots of followership, yes. So okay, now the other why is, why do they have lots of followership? What's driving that followership? Thank you. Your answer, Ifeoma, is leading us there. Why do they have many followerships? They are visible. Thank you. Yes, Sheyi, correct. Correct. They are more visible. Thank you, because they're entertainers. Okay, entertainers have built a brand or name. Thank you, Actim. Yes, entertainers, they have built. So Actim is used the word today. So okay, they are meeting certain needs in the lives of people. Thank you. Thank you. You hit it. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You guys are too brilliant. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Active on social media, their personality. Yes. Thank you. Okay, people are all marketers. I think we should just enjoy this time and go. Yes. But you hit it. You know, all of those who spoke to the youth audience. Because if you look at our environment, they are visible, they are doing all of that because we're so much youthful, isn't it? Okay, so they come with relevant, you're very right, they come with relevant content, you know, they solve problems, their personality is what the youth like. You find that most youths are crazy, if I use that word, about all of these people. They know them. Believe you me, whether youth in the church, youth in the mosque, youth everywhere, these are people who have broken through the walls, and socially they are relevant somewhat, especially to the youth audience. Okay, very important point, because we're going to speak to targeting a little more. So question, big question, who are you? Who are you? So if I put up your picture here now, tell me, think about this. Are you bold to come in the chat room and say who you are? We apologize. Those on YouTube, please, yes. Sorry, you may not have this interaction we're having like this. Sorry, just bear with us. All right, we'll still keep learning as well. Put in your answers there on YouTube as well. That's fine. Who are you? Is anybody bold to come in the chat room and say, if I speak to 10 people, 7 people are going to say this about me? This word is going to come about who I am. So who are you? Yes, who are you? Who is bold? Bold and courageous. Come in. Who are you? What's your brand? What about you? What do people name you with? Yes, thank you. Oh, commercial. Winston says, look, I'm a commercial expert. People are going to say, this person understands sales, understands marketing. This is who I am. All right, fantastic. All right, thank you, Winston. So I think, please, everybody should make a note of that. Someday, people are going to continue to ask who you are. Experienced healthcare practitioner, thank you, Odu. A disruptor, consistent. So, yes, so I'm saying in essence that we must craft out. Yeah, Mr. Obadina, experienced marketing. We must craft out who we are and build associations to reinforce that person that we are. I shared an experience some time ago. If you know me for a while, you know that I've won this haircut. My goodness, I won this haircut for over 20 years, certainly over 20 years. And there are times that I also want to feel like, you know, and I get those things with you. Oh, you just see me come out and I've changed my style. I'm looking different with my long hair, you know. And sometimes I braid my hair. And someone came and said, this is not you. Then, Hannah, this is not you. I'm like, what is this? They said, no, this is not you. Why? Because over time, they've gotten used to meeting me with my hair no cut. So when I changed that, I began to like disrupt. It was like, is that you? Is that not you? That kind of a thing. Yes. So that's just an example. So consistency is the word when it comes to being who you are, maintaining that. Please, branding. Dubai. And this is where leadership decided some time ago, I've forgotten the name of that leader in Dubai, who said, you know what, he was going to change that area, you know, and over time, over a period of time, the perception changed. So when you think of Dubai, positive imagery comes in your mind because they intentionally did that and they worked towards that. And I read something recently, they just built a library, a book library, what so and so, can't remember the amount of money, but it's an extensive, technologically driven, where you have, you know, technology delivered to you and all of that. So in essence, all we're saying is you can't create a brand if you are not intentional. That's one thing. Make a note of that. I must be intentional about creating any brand. That's the first point you need to take away. If you look at the largest companies in the world, they have their brands, you know, they are brands that we know somewhat, okay? As of 2021, these are the values of brands, you know, and the brands that are leading or that were leading were not even technology brands. But as of 2016, finally, technology brands are now leading. As of 2016, I mean, you can imagine as of 2022 today, it's all technology brands leading all across. So what brand is this? What brand is this? I'm sure almost everybody knows this brand. Thank you. Isn't it? Absolutely. Apple. We all know this brand. Honestly, if you wake anybody up, I'm even thinking youths, young people, we all know that this is Apple. Can you see? Can you see? We know it's Apple. Now, what brand is this? Thank you for being participatory. Thank you. Google, you see? We know this is, you see, nobody is missing this. We know it's Google, my goodness. We know it's Google, right? Okay, so what brand is this? Do you see? We know this is Microsoft. We know it's Microsoft. You see, it just came in. This is Microsoft. I'm sure some people might still be thinking about it. What's this? I know it, but it's very familiar. You see 4 boxes, you see these colors, your head tells you it's Microsoft. So this is how brands are built, their muscle and equity. That's at 2020, rating between 2000 and 2020. See, data tells us Apple, $602 billion in terms of valuation of that brand asset. Say Google, say Microsoft, and like that up down. So, which means if we do branding well, we will benefit from it because we'll be able to get a lot of value out of it. Thank you. Gari is a product, yes or no? Yes? Or is Gari a brand? Gari is a brand or a product? Even though I've given it out here, isn't it? That Gari is a product. Gari is a product. Gari is a product. Yes, Gari is just a product. It's a product because it meets a need. Yes, it satisfies. It gives us satisfaction. That's fine. We can have some experiences with it. That's fine. So products generally they are what what items. Or people or information organization that satisfies you, meet certain needs and all. But now, if I want to can you give me an idea? How can I make Gari? Can somebody give me an idea? Can you mention a brand of Gari? Does Gari have a brand at all? Hey, I'm deeping in now. Come on now. You get this, I give you. Monisola. Oh my goodness, Oloyo. I cannot laugh. When I saw that Oloyo, I'm just like, it's making me salivate. If you use Oloyo with beans, oh my God, or with suya, don't talk about it. Example, Gari, golden berry Gari Ijebu. Thank you. Oh my goodness, yes. I'm laughing my head off here. Yellow Gari, I like that. No, hang on. Yeah, it's yellow Gari. Gari Abakaliki Gari. Okay, yes. 3-1. Yes, there's 3-1 Gari. I just had that 3-1 Gari. Chinese. I didn't know there's Chinese Gary. There's coconut Gary. I heard about it. Coco, it's true, coconut Gary. Wait, guys. Thank you for laughing. Oh, okay, Gary. What a Wednesday. My goodness, now I'm having a lot of fun here. Oh my God, you guys are wonderful. Thank you. Right, so you see all of those Gary you've mentioned. If the Gary is not something like this, then it's not a brand. The Coco Gary, except if it's not something like this, and if it's not customized, it's not a brand, it's still a product. So for it to be a brand, there has to be a name, an identifier. It can be a term, it may even be a design, a symbol, a feature, something that you will use to distinguish it so that when you go to the trade again, to the market again, you are not going to be asking and say, where is that one that you put here that they know? The difference between this women Gary, the Gary we normally use to go to the market when you sit, is that you can have a customer who is selling this open product and you buy today, and she tells you, I sell good Gary. You can go there tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and another time you find a bad experience. Has it not happened to you? It's happened to me before. And this is somebody who sells everything, is always good. But there are times you go there, maybe 2 times in 10 times, it will not really be it to be off color. Why? Because it's not standardized, it's not a brand. But if this Gary Jebu is packaged this way, with this logo, with this branding, and it says traditional taste, the day I go to the shop to get this, I want to get the same experience I had with the first one, the same consistent experience. So the promise that this Gary Jebu package this way gives to me is what I must get every time I buy it. That is what makes it a brand. So for those of you who are selling, you are an entrepreneur, you have your business, or you are a seamstress, you are into tailoring and all of that, begin to consider this in your head to say, do people have different, various, diverse experiences with you? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Then you are not creating a great brand. It has to be consistent, it has to be good, the experience must be world class. Okay, so this one, I think this is my final call out. Yes, tell me, brand or products? Brand, 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 personal brand, brand. Thank you. Thank you. Fela is a brand. Honestly, okay, brand, oh, somebody put brand and put cap. Thank you. Thank you. It's a brand. Why? Why is Fela a brand? Even though dead, yes. Why? Wilson says it's a global brand. Distinct. It's a brand. So why is it? What super brand? Equal says it's a super brand because even after death, I still pull it up, and we all still unanimously come to say it's a brand. Despite that he died, I can't even remember where. No one does it. Thank you, Informer. No one does. Thank you, his style, consistent style, uniqueness, customized, different in a manner that people like. Carve a niche for itself, something unique, something distinct, something. Thank you. You are all brand managers, you're all brand directors, really. So really, let's just chat and then go. All right? Yes, absolutely. I forgot I had this one. What would you say about this? What would you say about this personality? Global brand. It's legacy. Yes. Global brand. Global brand. Mega brand. My goodness. Hagele style. Oh my God. Yes. Those are associations. Her dressing is part of her style, part of the brand elements. Thank you. Always wearing Ankara was part of her brand identity. Outstanding brand. She's a brand. Style of Gele, Ankara. Above all, what is the greatest thing you like? Consistent dressing? Yes. International. Thank you. What is the best thing? What are the best things aside from her dressing? Thank you, Queen, you brought in the intellect. She has an identity of an African woman, a brilliant African woman, a no-nonsense African woman that stands for something, financial good. Thank you. And not just intellect, he's a finance commercial queen, someone who globally, worldwide, over the years, she's built that integrity. Thank you. Thank you. You know, she's known for something. If you bring her in there, we can expect that we know what we're going to get. Transparency in the financial space. If we bring her back into Nigeria, for example, or we bring her anywhere, she's recognized. We know she's going to do things 1, 2, 3, 4. We believe what she says. We trust her. Thank you. So trust is critical to brand. She's bold, she's courageous, she's audacious. She knows what she's talking about, and she stands in there with results to prove because she's done that over years. Do you see? She didn't stand up yesterday, she didn't stand up today. She's been building it over some time. And by the time she came out, it was clear. Check her records, you can say consistency is there. Thank you, Jerry, men and ladies. You're such a fantastic involving team today. I'm really excited. So let's get into a bit of more, a bit of more brain work now. Branding. So when you have a brand, the process you go through to put all of this, you've spoken many diverse points you brought out here, but the process by which you impute all of those elements into a product or a service is the branding. It's a process. Okay, so when you branding, you can brand an organization. The organization then begins to create, you know, a particular impression in the minds of consumer. I remember I worked for Glaxo. If you hear Colgate, and I work for Colgate as multinationals. If you hear Colgate, what comes to mind? I used to work there. Yes. What comes to mind? Toothpaste. Toothpaste will come to your mind. If you hear Colgate, the first thing that comes is Oracle. Thank you, Oracle. Toothpaste, Oracle. Whatever. You will just think of that oral, that bureau. Fantastic. You see, so, and that's the corporate name of the company, right? Okay, so over time, the corporate name in this instance is the brand name. So you see a lot of strong association, that's fine. So when you do branding well, at the end of the day, it gives reason for people to choose your product over others. To be honest, I'm sure when you get to store, sometimes you can't even see some other product. Your eyes are going only for the names you recognize or you used to, except other things happen that will make you begin to say, okay, can I consider an alternative? Now, the objective of branding is to be able to help you attract and retain customers and other loyal stakeholders. Because, you know, once you key on a brand, you are on an autopilot for that product. You are like glued and lost on it and sold on it completely, which is really very great. Okay, so let's understand a few definitions from a technical perspective. When we talk about brand equity, when we speak to brand equity, you've heard us talk about commercial value. Anytime you hear the word commercial, you're talking about money, you're talking about value. Value in terms of commercial finances, what you can count, what you can see, all right? Okay, so equity, brand equity is a value, is that kind of commercial value that a brand provides to that organization. And you realize that the value of that brand is not just the amount you are paying. Okay, we're going to speak to that again later when we talk about the, you know, the net assets and all the valuation process. You know, you find out that when you look at that valuation that I showed earlier, it's not just, oh, how many did they produce? How much are they selling? There are some identities, or there's some elements of that brand that you cannot quantify readily. It has to do with your attitude towards that brand, your intentions towards that brand, your feelings towards that brand, your thoughts around that brand to say in the next 3-4 years, if this brand continues, I'll continue to use this brand. I'm sure if I do a survey here, we realize some of us have been using their products you might have been using for the last 5 years. You've never changed. Or brands. Let me do this little poll. Anyone who can say in the last 10 years I've used this product, 10 years, I have not changed. This product, this 10 years, or I grew up on it and I continue to use it, and that's what we use. Anybody? Think about it. Oh, somebody in the room already. Oral-B, look at that. Luxo, look at that. Can you see? Close up. Morning Fresh, Kellogg's, Jaggers. It's Blue Band, exactly. Optic White, yes. So you take one, and in the past 5 months, so I will look for it anyway. Morning Fresh, Dettol, I will not. Knock you. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Hypo, my Milo, I won't stop it. In the last 10, 15 years, I grew up on it. Navy, thank you. So you find that over the years, you've been using those products. Google, they can bank on you. They can bank on you to say, we know if nobody will buy, this person will buy, all right? Of course, your brand identity are those things you put around the brand to identify it. A name, symbol, design, and we looked at that already. Brand image, this is the point I was making. Brand image are associations that you attach to a brand from your mind. It's coming from, once you see that product, something minus, in fact, even deep, well, not even minus, undermining whatever the brand is saying, you yourself have some associations towards it. For the brands you use often, most times it's positive. There may be a few negatives sometimes, but you find yourself, just still on it because, a brand promise is the proposition, what the brand says I will do for you or you will get from me. And that we must never fail to deliver to the customer or to the consumer, okay? Now, you can't build any brand without thinking of your own vision, especially if you're a brand builder. If you want to launch a product, remember in the room we have career people, we have entrepreneurs, we have transitioners, it's a mixed group we are in here in the Zoom room, and those watching on YouTube, we don't know, people from different walks of life. So we're trying to. So there's a business strategy that should start from that where you should start from. If you want to build a brand, you want to develop a brand, you want to grow a brand, first is to ask yourself, what is my vision? What is my organization? What is my purpose? What are we going to do? What's our mission? What is that inspiration we want to give to people? What's the desirable future we have for ourselves and we want to access? Okay? That's first your business strategy at that point, which will tie to your vision. And this is why we want to come into the market. We want to do that, and that. Okay, then you zero into your brand. What is your brand going to do? You tell what's your purpose of the brand? Why are you creating a brand? Why are you developing a brand? What is the value it's going to bring to people? All right. So we spoke to the net present value, which is the finance term earlier, to say, look, for everyone on this call today, for every brand you have mentioned, the companies can sit back, and blow themselves and say, we know that there is future cash receipts that we can make or we can generate from all of this. You are all markets. You are all markets. In marketing, market is not a place. It's not a place as in, Ojoju market, Ojoe market, Agbani, or whatever. Fine. In English, that's a market. But in marketing, it has to do with the possibility of generating income or the resources you have that you yourself can even invest in your life by procuring that product. Do you understand? So as we speak now, everyone who is mentioned Money Fresh, who is mentioned Dove, who is mentioned Colgate, who is mentioned all of those brands you mentioned, you are in markets for that organization, okay? And we can calculate, I'm not even speaking to how much you spent in the past 10 years on those brands. Of course, you also got the values and benefits, right? We can project you into the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life as you continue to use those brands. And therefore, the brand must ensure that they are making investment in the brand to ensure that nobody is taking you away from the set. Do you understand? Okay, so the brand can be valued. You can value a brand. In fact, as I refresh myself again on this, we're talking about brand assets. Many times the intangible assets are even more expensive. This is why you talk about, royalty. You find some brands and some products and somebody is paying royalty for the use of that, and it goes into billions, and you're like, what are they paying for? Those are now intangible. Nike, for example, and some of these other brands are physical brands now, and you find them still there, And you find people paying royalty, organizations paying royalties for them, for their trademark, for their intellectual property. They build those assets in those brands over years, and they can now sit back and begin to enjoy. That can be your product. The whole essence of today is to challenge you, especially if you're an entrepreneur or if you're in brands, you're building brands, to know that you're not joking. Don't joke with what you're building. It can just be, it can be anything and everything, okay? Positioning is, if you heard the word positioning, positioning is not where you stand or where you stay. It just has to do with differentiation. And I'll speak a bit more to that when we talk about imagery. Okay. Yeah, all right, my goodness, my time, my God. Right, oh my God, okay. So when you're marketing a service brand, you know, there's a difference between a physical product and a service. And I know that some of us are here, your insurance, for example, is a service, right? I can't see it, but I can experience it. I know what it is. I can't see insurance, but it's a service that I can experience when the chips are down. I know. So if you're doing even product or service, something is critical. The reputation and visibility, those two words, don't lose them. Reputation. Reputation means all the positive associations, everything you do to build to that name, to add curry and pepper and thyme to that name, and visibility, to be seen, to be heard, constantly reminding us that you are there, you are not old, you're not leaving the market, you're still here, you're doing well, you're changing, you're vibrant, you understand what's happening, and you're trending. All right, quickly, let's look at keys to develop. Yeah, I'm going to have to run now, so I can do this in another 15 minutes. You can take questions, and I can be. I've spoken to brand strategy. Market trends important. You cannot say you want to begin to launch a product without understanding who and who is currently playing there. Most times, somebody would have been there, but you see, or what's happening there. So trend, understand. These days with digital, you can really get some information. Competition, who are the people playing there? Then ask yourself, what image do I want for myself? What association do I want for myself? Remember, I spoke to positioning earlier. Ask yourself, how am I going to be different? What is going to be different? Or I was speaking to somebody recently, and she said, oh, that we're talking about Gary, incidentally. This person said to me, there's coconut Gary. I'm like, coconut Gary? How is that? Oh, there's Gary that she sells. She has Gary, she put coconuts in it and put a few other good sweeteners in it. So all you do is you just put it in water and you drink. I'm like, what? I never heard that. I said, bring me sample. And I took this, I'm like, what? But for the fact that some of us are trying to watch our weight, my goodness, you just carry it and pour water and that's fine. And you've gone, right? So so that can actually develop, that kind of investing can develop. You can take whatever thought you, whatever gap you saw, whatever things pain you, and you are like, I wish they made this my dress like that and that. Look in there, maybe that's where your talent and gifting is. Ikwa is in the room today. She has food platter and everything about food. She was an executive with Nestle for many years. She's a nutritionist. She understands all of those bits and all of that. And today she's like, no, let me see, when it comes to food, leave that matter. So you need to, now speaking to entrepreneurs, you need to understand what your area of interest is and all, and then deepen that understanding, look at those who are playing there. Ask yourself, what image do I want? What association do I want? Analyze your customers who are in there. I'm jumping all of this because there's a lot that goes in there. You know, segmentation, you know, attributes, motivation. Let me speak to path to purchase because I'm trying to say many things. Path to purchase is to say, at the end of the day, ask yourself, let's leave grammar. Let me break it down. Ask yourself, that Maclean's you bought. You see, nobody mentioned Maclean's. It used to be my brand, though. My goodness, let me leave that. Maybe someday we'll talk about why brands die, why brands fail. Maybe someday we should talk about that. Okay, car park now, right? So path to purchase means before you purchase, you know, what are the things that go on in your mind? When do you purchase? How do you purchase? For example, you use Dove. When do you buy your lotion? Is it when one has finished, as in it's exhausted completely? Or when I take the last pack, I go to replenish. Do you top up or you stock up? Okay. And then when you go to buy, who buys? Are you the person that buys for the family, or you just give that pack to your house help? She knows what it is, just go and buy it. Or maybe it's your husband or wife that is going to buy. The entire bit, when we talk about to purchase, is another big cluster altogether that people need to understand if you are marketing a brand. But you must understand that, or the consumer, as the case may be, the shopper or the user, to have great experiences as they go across. Okay? All right. And then for you to understand what unmet needs there are, to say, okay, are there needs that people have not done? Are there things that people still need to do they don't know? Or are there things people are looking for that my product can give? Continue to ask questions. Everybody can do research, do surveys. Of course, when it's big, speak to me. We do survey, we do research, we do that for you, and you'll pay. But little, as a marketing person or somebody who runs a business as an entrepreneur or a marketing person or a sales person, you must almost every day do research. What do you call it? So research is nothing big. No, ask questions. Just ask questions. Why are you using that? You can even go in the front of a store and just watch people pick brands. And they are not picking your brand, they pick another. Wait for them. Accost them very nicely and ask, why did they pick that? They will tell you, because that one, once I use it to wash, it just washes, it takes the grease off better, you know. Thank you. Insight is critical. And you know that. But what about this one? This one, for example, liquid, washing liquid. I'm sure you know that 1,000,001 people who make washing liquid these days, isn't it? Cottage makers, and it's good. But for many of them, I'm saying many of them, it doesn't cut up, it doesn't, when you use them, you find that it's not still up to you mentioned some brands here, Morning Fresh, you mentioned Dove, you mentioned Sunlight, you mentioned, Fairy, and all of those. So we must ensure we balance all of this. Okay, Hannah Oyebanjo-Rush. So, let me move on this. Brand image, I've spoken to brand image earlier. Okay, so let me say something. Net brand association. For every brand you have, let me say this and use an example. For every brand, you realize that there would have been occasions when you had a bad experience with the brand. Let me speak to we're talking about liquid washing, dishwashing liquid. There's the one I use. You've also mentioned the name here. That's fine. One of those you mentioned is what I use. I love that brand. Two of them, but there's one I really love and I use it. But there was a time I realized that the packaging was crumbling. The packaging was crumbling. I think they were doing some packaging development work, which was a good work to do to reduce the thickness of the container, because those containers, the PET or whatever they use for them, are not so healthy to the environment. So they needed to change it. So they were trying to, I think they didn't do proper stability work or whatever, or trials and all. And with that launch, they just changed the packaging. And I realized that each time when you pour, it begins to crack and it bends, you know. What's the word now? It just crumbles. That's the word. It just crumbles, and it was frustrating. I had to reach out to them to say, you will lose your loyal customers with this, because at some point I'm like, I won't buy this again. I'm just going to go for alternative. So we must be careful. So that was a negative experience. But they changed the order again. I think whatever they did, it got better. So that was a negative. So the net effect for me is to say, do I have more bad experiences or more good experiences? And everyone, of course, that happens. You'll be telling us, have I had good experiences with this brand? Yes. Have I had some bad experiences? Yes. Once the bad outweighs the good, you will drop it. And that means that the asset, the equity is being dropped. I won't stop until I talk about pricing quickly. All right. So yes, I'll stop in this 1 o'clock. I'll stop, 10 more minutes, I'll be done. Right. Competition. So why am I saying this? I'm doing this because I realize that some of us we are in career, and we are also still trying to run a business or do something by the side. Hello. Yes. Side gig you have. There's nothing wrong as long as it's not taking your career time. It's fine, it makes sense, it's okay. Now, in that your cottage business, your pricing is important. Pricing relates to branding a lot. But there are 5 basic ways you can price. Competition-based pricing is when you are asking, how much is this person selling it? How much are they selling it? Okay, others are selling for 4 naira. Okay, I will also sell 4 naira. You're using competition to benchmark your pricing. It has its positive and its negative, but you find that this works more for small SMEs and all. Okay, you know how much you put in the business, how much a bottle of the bottle of soap costs you, and you see everybody is selling that 1 kg at 2,000 naira. You ask yourself, let me also just sell at the same price. Since it's 2,000, I also sell at 2,000. Competition, that's what is helping you to drive your price, or you're using the input from that to drive price. There's a cost plus. Cost plus is when you say, how much does it cost me to produce? And you work on and say, it's costing me so and so. You ask yourself, what margin do I want to make on this to be profitable, to make it meaningful? Or you say, okay, my margin will be this, so I'll put a markup of so and so that I can get this margin. So that's cost plus. There's dynamic pricing. Dynamic is unstable pricing. When you're telling yourself, okay, yeah, I can charge 2 naira in rainy season, but dry season I'll charge 4 naira for the same volume. Why? Because I know that dry season, many people are coming to buy it. I sell Aboniki, for example. I sell menthol, and wet season, when people need it more, I will take the price up. It's dynamic. It's just like your Uber, your Bolt, all of this, your transportation, your digital transportation organized businesses now that will say there's a surge. That's dynamic pricing. When there's a surge, it can be times 2 or times 3. There's penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is when you say, you know what, I want to penetrate. I want them to start using me first. I've just launched this. People don't know about it. I want people to try it. Therefore, whereas everybody is selling for 4 naira, I will sell 3 naira 50 kobo. Because there will be some people who come on the shelf and say, if it's 350, let me try it. And this one is new, let's try it. That's penetration. And after they try it, they use it over time, you can take your price up. There's price skimming. Price skimming is when you say, I'm the first to launch this. You know, it's unique. And many people have been asking for it or asking for it, yes. Because I just started, before others will start, let me skim, let me see what I can make out of it. So you take the pricing of, but when I was putting this list together, I remember MTN years ago. When MTN started, you remember, SIM was how much? Thousands of naira then, before Glo came to say, no way, you can get, and then they came, that was price skimming. And they just skimmed, because then we need, everybody was scrambling for it. So they skimmed. Maybe you are that kind of a person, the product you have is that special, and you want to say, you know what, let me skip. Okay, there are many things you have to consider. I've spoken to quite a number of these. I'm not getting into the executions. You'll notice I don't have time to get into communication. Someday we are bringing somebody to come and speak on communication. The person will speak to the point of positioning, messaging, content, your website, you know, how you put the content there, how you market, how you communicate, what you need to do, how to help you to develop messaging and all of that, because we can't do that. So I thought I should also quickly speak to service and run through these services, because I know that many people do service. If you do, services are very dangerous. Let me put it that way. They are not dangerous in that sense, but services are very, you have to be careful when you're doing services because of these 4 attributes of services, you know. Number 1, service is intangible, you know. Service is intangible. You cannot display it, you can't see it, you can't. If I went to a restaurant to eat, I will have the experience, but I cannot explain it more than the experience. Even though I'm eating the food, I can also say the food is good or the food is bad. But even the experience, the totality of what I go through in going to eat that food is what we call the intangibility. You can't see it, you can't hold it. You went to a barbering salon, yes, you went to repair your car, somebody did it, until you will use the product to then see what you get out of it. But you can't hold the service itself like a product that you can tangibly hold and say 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you can't hold a service like that. And that makes it a bit delicate in managing service, okay? Service can perish. Service can perish. Service can perish. And the good example is idle time is lost in service. If a flight is supposed to go flying, it's a service. It's going to Kaduna tomorrow. 40 people in an aircraft that can take 80. That another 40 space, only 50% optimization. That's what it is. 50% lost for that period, and it's gone forever. So if you're doing service, know that your time is important. Okay. Also, sometimes see how you can optimize time. For example, you have hotel. You have hotels. If there are low period where you know that you've tracked and realized that Monday, Tuesday to Thursday, not many people come to hotels. But remember, whether or not they come, whether or not they use the room, there are fixed costs that are running. Your generator is going on. Why not do something about those periods? Monday, Tuesday, no, you probably want to give a discount, good discount, 20% or 25% of, just to ensure somebody's in the room, because whether or not they are there, you are running. Okay. You cannot separate the service from who is giving you the service. Very important. That's why if you're a service provider, please look the part and honestly ensure that every time your customers encounter you, they are happy. Especially makeup artists. I don't know why I'm even getting to this one now. Yes, you do makeup for people. You help us, to do. You are an integral part of that service you're giving. So if, for example, your grooming is not right, your armpit, you're not well shaven, your perfuming is not right, and all of that. If I experience you once or twice, you're wrapping my gill and I'm sensing, excuse me, what's that? Tomorrow I'm not going to come to you because we cannot separate the service from the person rendering the service. Service is variable, and that's why two people who render the same service will prefer one to the other. I cut my hair, for example. I have two people who barb my hair, and for two of them, I put them in two different classes. The one who cut my hair best, each time I go, people will say, "Nana, who made this hair is nice." That person is good, but guess what? That guy, I need minimum of 2 hours with him. In fact, most times it's 3 hours job. For this hair or this hair, 3 hours. But that guy is one of the most finicky person I ever knew. And that's why his job comes out like that. This is a barber who is cutting your hair and it's almost like sweeping and is cutting. He doesn't want to see. If you see the way he arranges his salon, you will know that this person is all of those who are really, really, really terrible or not terrible, good at being a finicky person and a perfectionist. So he puts the perfectionist thing. When he's cutting and I'm like, guy, took time. And he will like, please, man, just wait. He will look at everything. No wonder when I come and people say it's great. I have another one who is good. But in 1 hour we are done. Okay? So in 1 hour we are done. So, but you see, guess where I go to more? Your guess is as good as mine. Let me leave that story and go back. Okay, yeah, so let me run by talking about 3 phases of your brand development. Your strategy has to be right, your tools must be in place, and then you must find a way of developing all of the elements of it. No. Okay, let me run. Phase 1, define your brand. What's the positioning? What's the identity we've spoken today? What pricing do you want to use? What channels? How are you going to sell? What packaging? And all of that. Number 2, don't worry, I have 3 minutes to go now. Phase 2, advertising, communication. Remember when we started, many of you started talking about visibility. If you are not visible, we have forgotten you. We are being barricaded by so many information. If you're not speaking about yourself nicely with the right content that is getting the gig out of me, then we lose you, okay? Right, and you can use any of the platforms, including your digital, to do that. Of course, sponsoring and partnerships also help. In-store experience. In-store experience is very important, especially if you're an SME person. The experience people have with you is key. When they come in the store, how you relate to them. You don't even need how. The planogram, that talks about the setting, how you lay out. The layout of your store is important. It must be laid out in a manner that when I come in, I'm already feeling like, this is a nice place. I'm already walking the aisle and I'm seeing things. There are skills and all of these things. There are experts that can help you. You are not a one-man jungle. You can't do everything. Sometimes put money, get experts to help you. And you will see the difference because it will be clear that an expert has touched this, okay? All right, so if you are doing service as well, your workplace, the experience, experience is experience, honestly. It's nothing but what I experience, how it makes me feel, all right, never forget that. And of course, for anything, any brand you put up, any associations you put up, ensure that your customer service is great, ensure that feedback is coming. We spoke to Insight earlier in building brands. So people will tell you what they don't like, they tell you what they like, and you'll be there to really help them. Of course, you must ensure that you are measuring. Whatever you set out to do, ensure, am I there? Is this brand? Please track your brand equity. You can track it. We can help you if you really want it. You need to know what people think about your brand. What they thought about it yesterday might have dipped or improved today. You must always go ahead to know that. Physical products, please, one slide on this. Your packaging is important. If you are doing physical product, your packaging is important. How you package it is really very, 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 very important. My goodness, guys. I think I tried, right? Right, so thank you for joining. Now, let me just take 1 or 2 questions. I know there are experts in the room. If you have any question, would you want to raise your hand and let me ask, and then we ask? Thank you, Kyria. Yes, and then we take the question. Otherwise, or you have a comment, yes, and I know we rush. Well, if you have a comment, we need to. Yes, thank you. Anybody with a comment, with a question, let me see your hand up, and then I give you, I'll mute you, and then you say that. Otherwise, it means that I just did so much justice to it. So who are the people in the room? Let me see. Look at your faces. Look at them. Who are the people in the room? Oh, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Right. These are the people who joined us today. Thank you, everyone. Right. Yes, Coach Pinky, all of you. I'm not going to mention names. Okay, no question. No question. Thank you. No question. No question. All right. If there's no question, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for joining today. I know that we just touched it. By God's grace, like we said, I think it was in March, I said that it should be a monthly engagement. Next month, we have some people lined up to talk to us, you know, around branding, around how to sell, around just, you know. Oh, there are hands raised. My goodness. Okay, all right. Yes, please. Can you please unmute yourself? Leon Seraphine, are you able to unmute yourself? Please unmute yourself, Onitsha Musumola. You're unable to. Okay, looks like you're unable to. Okay, let me do this. All right, please, I've given everyone permission, but Onitsha, please, can you unmute yourself and speak? Uh-oh, I'm unable to hear you. Others, can others hear, please?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, unfortunately, we cannot hear you. Okay, Leon Seraphine, would you please unmute yourself? Uh-oh, I'm so sorry. All right, probably they were trying to say hello, trying to say thank you, and that happened. Okay, for a startup person, this is the only question I'm going to take, and then we call it a day, hopefully. For a startup person, is branding necessary from inception? Yes. For a startup person, is branding a very good question. Is branding, oh, I'm told there are other questions. Oh dear, please let me see the question. Is branding necessary from itself? Yes, because if you don't build branding into what you are doing, if you don't have the brand, if you don't have the mentality of branding, you will not do it right. For example, the name you choose for your company as a startup is part of branding. So from inception, you must know, why are you calling it, you know, why is it called Red Dude Consulting? Why is it called, okay? So from the very beginning, branding it has to be from the very beginning, okay? All right, so that's the first question, yes. I was trying to see if I have any other question, yes. Right, okay, somebody is asking, how do you boost, brand visibility. What is visibility? Visibility is visible, to be seen. How are you seen? You are seen by being present. Make a presence. How do you make your brand, how do you make your brand present? Ask yourself, how are your competition present? Where are they present? So it depends on what your product is. Whether it's a hard product, that is physical product, or it's a service, you must be visible by ensuring that your target market, people who can buy your product or who you are trying to sell to, they see, they know where you are. So awareness is part of your visibility strategy or tactics to say, I want them to know. So ask yourself, who are the people you want to sell to? If, for example, there are women my age, for example, who we don't have children anymore, who are babies and all, ask, where can you get us? How can us in that category, those people, how can we know that you exist and the product is there? Where do we go? Online, where do we go? Offline, where do we go? Physically, where are we? Okay, how do we know about you? Can you have an opportunity of speaking to us about it? You are being visible. Can you brand some of the things we're doing? You are visible. Can you, meet us somewhere and then send us brochure and tell us, your brochure, this is your brochure, look at it and you are being visible. If you are a physical product in the store, can you do banners? Can you do things that as I'm entering the store and saying your product is reminding me? You will see that multinationals spend a lot of money in brand visibility, a lot of money. What about chillers? You see chillers, when people put chillers, organizations, Coca-Cola, for example, on this brand, they will put chillers and put everything there and say, okay, because as you're seeing it, it's entering your eyes and you're like, okay. So advertising is part of your visibility. Visibility materials are creations that you can create elements and items, and different styles and ideas. Those days we used to do catalogs, but everything you do to make people know you are there and you are there when it's your visibility. Okay, I think Leon, you're there now, right? Your hand is still up. Are you able to unmute?
Yes, ma, I'm there. Good morning, ma. Yes, I'm very delighted and happy to be part of this. And though my connection had a little problem, but I'm so blessed. I'm grateful. My question, though, has been answered part in the question the person asked. My question was, if you want to start like branding, you are into service, but you are working. So how do you come about it?
It's a service you want to provide.
Yes.
Okay, and you are working. So you have to follow a process. Remember, the process first is to say, why do you want to enter into that service? Who are the people playing there? How are they playing? What is going to be different that you are bringing in? Because once you bring in something that is very different and unique as what people are looking for, it will catch on very faster, okay? So all of those things you're doing, investigation, you want to know who are the people, how are they playing, how are people buying, how are people getting to know about it, all of that. You already have started your process. And then what name are you going to give it? What name will be interesting for people? Okay, so do you need somebody to help you so that once you launch the product, somebody like an influencer or somebody, a hero, or somebody can use the product and like sampling? Can you give 1 or 2 people? And once they put it on, it's a dress and people clad it and others are like, wow, who made that for you? Where did you make that? Can you let me know your swim stress and all? That's how it goes. So referrals begin to come based on, because you're sampling, you're giving out and all. So even though I cannot give you a specific answer if I don't know what it is exactly you want to do, but for anybody, let me encourage you, encourage everyone to know that any which way, there is still a market for you somehow, somewhere, okay? There'll be pushback. When you launch, they may have issues and all, but it's a big gamut. It's a lot of work. And if you're an entrepreneur, please, you can't work alone. Many times you need people to help you, all right? Okay, so if you're a part of the 360 Impact Hub, join the 360 Impact Hub. On that hub, you can reach me. It's on Facebook. Reach me, whether privately or so on that hub. I can hopefully, God helping, provide more specific help to people, okay? It will just be to talk to you and give you 1 or 2 ideas. Is that fine? Okay, final question. Okay, final question. What if you are into procurement of various head products which you supply to pharmacy? Okay, so you are into procurement of various head products. You buy the head products, you then supply to pharmacy. Question, are those head products branded or they're unbranded? Or in any case, you can't even buy unbranded products because NAFDAC will not allow you. Ideally, it should be branded. You should have been registered with Food and Drugs, all right? So if they're already branded, you are carrying what is already branded. So what you can do is to put up your marketing, find your own way to market yourself, all right? You may decide to say you want to be known as a distributor of healthcare products, and you give yourself a name. And you can say, look, Hannah Health Products. What we do is we sell all healthy products. We pull from different sources and we sell. You can create a brand out of yourself, a niche brand for yourself. All right, so that's possible, okay? But again, if you are doing that, ensure you're only taking from recognized, some products that will not tarnish or spoil the brand you're trying to create. Okay, all right. Now I got to stop now. I'm going to go. On behalf of me and mine, I just want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, Remy has just put the 360 Impact of their link. So it's easy for you to just click and join that page and then ask me your questions, and then I can take it forward with you. I hope it's been worthwhile. Thank you. Every month, like I said, be on the watch out. Be on the watch out. We'll try and maintain this Wednesday every month. Somebody will be in the room to tell you something about brand, about sales, about commercial. And for all the experts in the room, Winston and Co and Equal and Dr. Fumi Babinta and all others I can mention, I want to say thank you. All my mentees all around the world, thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. So let's have a good week. Thank you. Bye-bye. You want to share the link on YouTube, please go ahead and share to others who weren't able to make it. Those on YouTube, thank you, and do have a good evening. God bless you. Bye-bye.